Hello everyone and welcome to another video on my channel. Today's video is going to be a showcase on some of my test tube colonies and founding queens that haven't been really shown much on this channel or haven't been shown at all on the channel. First up is this Camponotus fascinatus colony, which hasn't really grown much since I got them about a month or so ago. The colony is very small, and as you just saw, it's kind of dirty. The colony hasn't really grown much, mainly because this colony isn't really my main focus out of the three Camponotus colonies I have. So they've sort of been put onto the back burner compared to everyone else, partially because I'm not very interested in them. I think they're relatively bland with their colors and overall just kind of like small little Camponotus. There's another shot of the beautiful, beautiful pile of garbage that they put right next to their wet water cotton. Not very smart colony. They also have it right next to their brood. So, yeah, not exactly the smartest stance. Next up is my Ponera pennsylvanica colony, which I just caught about 2 days ago. I got these colonies while at my old house, where I used to, keep ants and all that, under a rock. This colony has about 2 queens and 8 workers. This is the first time I ever actually caught this species up here where I live. So I'm pretty excited to see how this colony grows. Besides this, I've only ever caught, just queens, or the colonies that I have seen have been located down south, which I find is really weird because apparently they're supposed to be super common in areas with a lot of leaf litter, which I live in those type of areas. I also noticed that they were chewing at the cotton more, which I don't know why, seeing as then I just fed them some sugars and I fed them some protein. I also have them with dirt because I heard they like dirt. I don't know exactly why. I think it has to do with the fact that they can't really grip onto the smooth test tube. Whatever the reason is, I mean, hey, they have dirt. I also know that they spin cocoons, so it could help them with that as well. So here's one of many Formica colonies that I have. This colony in particular isn't really doing that well, as it only has 1 worker. I'm gonna see and I'm gonna hold on to her before I even sell her because, she only has 1 worker. Wouldn't be exactly the best thing to give someone if I'm gonna sell her. There's not really much to talk about her. I know that she struggled during founding. She ate a lot of her eggs and all that, which is apparent seeing as in, only 1 worker. I also tried to feed them, and she didn't really want to get fed. This colony is kind of a massive mess. I'm hoping that they survive through winter, though, because I want to try to keep this colony. I'm pretty sure it's Formica substracea, which I already have a colony of, but I can always do with a second colony. And here is an empty tube. Actually was really wondering why I had just an empty tube with no workers or even a queen inside until I realized that it was in fact my very, very small species of Brachymyrmex staphylis. Now, I'm hoping this founding group gets 2 workers. They have about 3 queens in it. If they do found, I'd be quite happy because apparently founding them is quite difficult and they just randomly decide, for most people, just, oh, I'm gonna found now. Apparently also their workers are like dust, so it's gonna be very difficult for them for me to actually see them. If they do found, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them because apparently they do absolutely terribly with the nests without dirt in them, and even when you do put dirt in them, you aren't going to see them because the workers are that tiny, and they like to go under the dirt. So, honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably just throw them into a vivarium, to be honest. Hope that they live. And here's one of my Myrmica queens. This queen, unlike my others, haven't been able to lay any brood yet, which means I'm probably going to have to hibernate her, which is quite annoying. If you didn't know, Myrmica queens that get brood before hibernation, that means that you don't really have to hibernate them. Unless if you want to, of course. Queens that don't end up getting brood you will have to hibernate in order to get them to lay. Of course, that's completely up to you. The soup is also very disgusting because they have a bunch of mites. They're the beneficial ones, I think, which is okay, but I just really don't like the look of the mites, especially since it makes things go all blurry whenever I try to zoom in on her. And this is another one of my Myrmica queens. This queen has pupae, which means I'm not going to be hibernating her at all. She also has a very, very, very bad mite issue, which makes it very hard to zoom in on her. She's also on her moldy cotton, which is also a very large issue when trying to record her. But besides that, she has one larvae and a pupae, which is absolutely great, especially since this means she's probably going to get new workers even before the first snow hits, which is honestly quite fast for Myrmica. This queen is also very, very beautiful. I don't know what species she is, just like the majority of the queens, the Myrmica queens that I have. But whatever she is, it's a very beautiful species. Here's a shot of the mite issue. As you can see, she's completely overrun with them. So as soon as that pupae gets hatched, I'm going to immediately move her into a new test tube. And this is my founding group of Lasius brevicornis. I have many of these, but this is the one that I decided to pull out, and one of the ones that I'm keeping. This colony, or this founding group, sorry, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has at least 6 or 7 queens, and they also have a lot of brood, which is very good. Due to this brood and the fact they have one larvae, I might not hibernate them, just to see if this hibernation trick will work on them as well. Normally the rule is that it doesn't work on any Formicinae, and it mainly just works on Myrmicinae. But, I said that really weird, Myrmicinae, there we go. But I want to try it out just to see what goes on, you know, just a little experiment. This group also originally had 8 queens, but one of the queens ended up dropping dead, or one of the other queens decided to kill her. Whichever one, I mean, it works. There's still more than enough queens to go around in this colony, or soon-to-be colony. And here is a 2-worker colony of Formica substracea. This colony isn't doing as well. It's definitely doing better than the last Formica colony you saw, but it is definitely not doing the best either. I'm gonna end up hibernating these guys pretty soon, just like the majority of my, like, 50 Formica queens and, like, 300 Lasius queens. Because, you know, they need to get hibernation, Formicinae. I just talked about that earlier. So not much has really been happening with them. They got workers just recently, and that's pretty much it. On to the next. Now this one is more interesting. So this is a queen that I caught with T-Bone when we were at the fair on the 4th of July. We do not know what species this is. I just took a random guess at it being, I don't even remember what. That was a long time ago. But whatever she is very interesting, her and her workers, because they are red-legged. It's definitely not substracea, but it's definitely in the Fusca group. Whatever it is, I'm looking forward to keeping them. I got 2 colonies of them, this one being the one that's doing the worst. But it's still doing really good. I have about 5 workers or so. This colony also might end up going out to one of my friends as well, so I'm not going to be holding on to her for very much longer after spring. And here is a colony of the same species as the last one. This is the colony I'm probably going to end up keeping. Now, we once again caught in the same spot at the fair, but I want to see how big this colony gets. That's why I'm keeping her. I'm pretty sure that she's going to do pretty well. I just want to see what the full-sized workers look like of this species. I'm sure they don't change that much. I'm sure they just look like the regular old substracea, but with a little bit of a red twist on them. But I want to see, because I don't know what species this is, and if I get more workers, I can send them off to T-Bone, and T-Bone can get them sent into Antweb, and, then we can actually get them correctly ID'd by the experts. And that is it for this video. Like if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it, subscribe if you want to, it doesn't really matter to me. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.